All right, here we go, guys. Let's take a look at the homework. So, number one, we're comparing cell phone plans. So, we've got Plan A, which is $70 a month and comes with a free $500 phone. Cell phone Plan B is $50 a month, but does not come with a phone. So, if you buy the $500 phone and choose Plan B, how many months until your cost is the same as A? So, if we let X equal months, because that's our variable there, our Plan A can be expressed as 70X because it's $70 a month. Plan B is going to be 50X plus the $500 phone because we have to pay for that phone. Then to figure out when are these two plans going to be equal, we need to take the expression for A and the expression for B, make them equal, and then solve for X, which is the number of months. So I should have 70X equals 50X plus 500. And I'm going to subtract 50X from both sides. You might have done 70X or subtracted 500, that's okay. I'm going to get 20X equals 500. I'm going to divide both sides by 20. And I'm going to get X equals 25. So what that means is they will be equal after 25 months. So they will be equal after 25 months, or you might say 2 years and a month. It's a matter of semantics, okay? All right, number two. Priya and Han are biking in the same direction on the same path. So Han's riding at a constant speed of 16 miles per hour. Write an expression that shows how many miles Han has gone after T hours. So this one's pretty straightforward. So for A here, Han is going 16 miles an hour and T is hours, so that would be 16T. Now Priya started a half hour before Han. So if Han's been riding for T hours, how long has Priya been riding? So we're going to take for B here, so Priya is going to be half an hour more than T. So we're going to take T and we're going to add 1/2. So that's going to be T plus 1/2. Letter C, Priya is riding at a constant speed of 12 miles per hour. So that Priya, remember, is B. So Priya is T plus 1/2 and she's riding at 12 miles per hour. So to write an expression that shows how many miles Priya's gone after Han has been riding for T hours, remember Han is 16T, I need to put B in a quantity and multiply that times 12 because 12 would be the rate of change. 12 is like the slope. So it's going to be 12 times the quantity T plus 1/2. Then we would need to use our expressions to see when Han and Priya meet. So I'm going to take 16T, which is Han, and make that equal to 12 times the quantity T plus 1/2, which is Priya. And then we solve. So let's distribute the 12. So I get 12T, and 12 times 1/2 is 6. So I get 12T plus 6. 16T equals 12T plus 6. Let's subtract 12T. I'm going to get 4T equals 6. Divide by 4. So T equals 6/4, which is the same as 3/2. Okay? So Han, they meet after Han rides 1.5 hours and Priya rides for 2 hours. So the 3/2, that would be the 1.5 hours. All right, number 3. Which story matches the equation -6 plus 3x equals 2 plus 4x? So let's look at A. At 5 p.m., the temperature is recorded at 2 weather stations in Antarctica are at -6, and one is at 2 degrees. Temperature changes at the same constant rate, x degrees per hour, throughout the night. And the temperature at the first station, 3 hours, is the same at the temperature at the second station after 4 hours. So let's figure this one out. So we're starting, one station is starting at -6, one station is starting at 2. The -6 station, so that's the first station, is the same 3 hours after recording. So that's going to be a -6 plus 3x. The other station, it was 4 hours, so that's going to be 2 plus 4x. So that seems to match, but let's make sure B is not the same. Maybe it's both of them. So Elena and Kieran play a card game. Every time they collect a pair of matching cards, they earn X points. At one point in the game, Kieran has -6 points, and Elena has 2 points. After Elena collects 3 pairs and Kieran collects 4 pairs, they have the same number of points. So So I'm just going to split this because this is worded a little funny. So I've got Elena over here and Kieran on the right. So Elena on the left, Kieran on the right. So let's see. Kieran has negative 6 points, so he's at negative 6. And Elena has 2. Here's 2. After Elena collects 3 pairs, so that's going to be plus 3x. And Kieran collects 4 pairs, so that's going to be plus 4x. They're the same. So this would be what equals. And I can see they're similar, but what's different is the y-intercepts here have been swapped. So it would be A, the Antarctic weather stations. Okay, for number 4, it says, for what value of x do these expressions have the same value? So we've got 2/3 x plus 2, 4/3 x minus 6. So I take 2/3 x plus 2, make that equal to 4/3 x minus 6. And you would solve however you want, however you wish to. For me, I see my fractions have the same denominator, so I'm going to get rid of those fractions right away. I'm going to multiply both sides times 3. Remember, you have to distribute to both terms. And when you multiply a fraction by its denominator, the denominator cancels out. So that's going to end up as 2x, but I have to multiply the 3 times 2, which is 6. So I get 2x plus 6. Over here, the 3 cancels out, so I get 4x. And 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Remember, that's a negative 6 because the negative symbol goes with the term it follows. All right, so now let's solve. I like to work with my least variable first, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I'm going to get 6 equals 2x minus 18. Add 18. Add 18. Cancels out. We're going to get 24 equals 2x. Divide by 2. That's a 2. Divide by 2. And I know x equals 12. All right. Number 5, decide whether each equation is true for all, one, or no values of x. So remember, first you want to look at is, are your variables the same? This one has 2 different variables right off the bat, so I know that's going to have one solution. This guy, if I distribute the 9, I get 9x minus 18, and over here I have a 7x, different variables, one solution. And here, if I multiply 3 times 3x, I'm going to get 9x, and I also have a negative 2x. So that will be 7x, right? And then 3 times 2 is 6, so that's going to be 7x plus 6, which is going to be the same as this. So this is going to be infinite solutions. Almost there, guys. All right, number 6. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Let me move some of this work. All right, here we go. Number 6, solve each equation. So I have 3, oh, it would help if I switch to the pen. 3d plus 16 equals negative 2 times the quantity 5 minus 3d. Now if I'm doing this, I'm just going to distribute that because that's pretty easy, right? Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Negative 2 times 3d is going to be a positive 6d. Bring everything down. And I know I should have one solution because I've got 2 different variables. Subtract 3d, subtract 3d. 16 equals negative 10 plus 3d plus 10 plus 10. 26 equals 3d. Divide by 3, divide by 3. I'm going to get d equals, 3 goes into 26, what, 4, I almost said 4 times. Going to go in 8 times, and I'm going to have 2 left over. 8 and 2/3 for letter A. All right, letter B, I have 2k minus 3 times the quantity 4 minus k. So let's write that down. 2k, oh, hold on, let me erase that. Sorry guys, I'm not feeling 100% right now. So 2k minus 3 times the quantity 4 minus k equals 3k plus 4. All right, so I'm going to distribute that negative 3, so I'm going to get 2k. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Negative 3 times negative k is positive 3k equals 3k plus 4. I have a 2k and a 3k. That's going to be 5k minus 12 equals 3k plus 4. I'm going to subtract 3k, subtract 3k. 2k minus 12 equals 4 plus 12 plus 12. 2k equals 16 divide by 2, divide by 2, k equals 8. K equals 8. All right, let's make some room for the next one. And let me make some room there. I'll just erase these. Here we go. Last one. So I have 3y minus 6 over 9 equals 4 minus 2y over negative 3. For me, I'm going to want to get rid of these denominators. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides times 9, because that's the least common multiple of negative 3 and 9. So that's going to cancel out there. So I'm going to get 3y minus 6 equals, now just to show you kind of what happens here, that's like a 9 over 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross cancel. So I'm going to cancel the 3 and the 9. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So really, it's like I'm multiplying this numerator times 3. So 4 times 3 is going to be 12. Negative 2y times 3 is going to be negative 6y. Now be careful, I have a negative down here, so I have to include that in my final answer there, right? So I have negative times a quantity, 12 minus 6y. So let's distribute that negative, which is going to make everything inside the opposite. So that's going to equal negative 12 plus 6y. And then I'm going to subtract, actually no, let's not do that. Let's work with that least variable, no ruler. Let's add 12, add 12, and yeah, actually I do want to do that. Let's do that all at once. So I'm doing everything all at once here. You probably shouldn't do this, but that's going to cancel that out. Negative 6 plus 12 is 6. That cancels out. 6 minus 3y is 3y. Divide by 3, divide by 3. I get y equals 2. All right. And last but not least, number 7, describe a rigid transformation that takes polygon A to polygon B. Well, it looks pretty clear that the origin is the center of rotation, and to get A from B, that would be a 180-degree rotation about center 0, 0. All right, folks. See you tomorrow.